Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use the new update that Google came out with for Google Forms. You can now create quizzes straight in Google Forms without having to use any add-ons. So we're going to make a sample quiz here. So you want to be in a Google form, and then you're going to go up to the gear for the settings. And you're going to click on quizzes and turn on make this a quiz. Once you do that, you have some options. Release the grade. That determines whether or not the students will be able to see their score after they turn in the quiz, after they submit it. And then what they can see, you can decide if you want them to be able to see what questions they missed and what the correct answers were to those questions. You can also decide if you want them to see how much each question was worth. So you can turn those off or leave them on. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have students type in their name. Otherwise, you won't know which score goes with which student. So for that, you're going to make that a short answer and make it a required question. So there's no correct answer for this. It won't be graded. Then you're going to add a question. With this update, the quizzes function only works with multiple choice questions. It doesn't work with the short answer or the paragraph. So we'll do just a simple math problem for an example here. And you want to decide how many choices you want to give. That's up to you. And then you always want to make sure that the questions are required. This will prevent your students from accidentally turning the quiz in without answering every question. So you always want to hit that required option. Once you've got your question built, you're going to go to answer key. You're going to click on the correct answer. You're going to decide how many points you want to make that question worth. And then you can add answer feedback. So if they get the answer wrong, you can decide what you want to have come up. You could also put in a link. So if they got the answer wrong, maybe you send them to a website like IXL where they have to do some more practice. If they get it right, you could leave them a note as well. And that'll pop up depending on how they do on the question. And then let's add another one. We'll make another simple one. So again, I've got to hit required. And then I'm going to go to answer key. I'm going to select the right answer and then add feedback. Once I've got my quiz, and I need to decide how many points I want it. Once I'm done creating my quiz, then I can preview it to see what it'll look like for the students. So we'll make up a name here. And let's do this one right. Let's get this one wrong. So this is what it'll look like for the students when they take it. That red star, that red asterisk just means it's a required question and they can't leave it blank. So if I don't answer that, it's not going to let me turn it in until I type a name in. So when they hit submit, they're going to come to a page that looks like this. So you're going to have to teach your students to hit view your score, and they'll be able to see how many points they got and which ones were correct. So this one we got correct, so it says great job. This one was wrong. It shows what I put and what the correct answer was, and then the comment that we put in, or that I put in for that. Then if I go back to my view of the form, now I've got a response. So if I click on responses, I can see the summary. This gives you some good insight, some good data for overall how your students did. Get the average, the median, the range. You'll also see a distribution of how they scored. You'll see frequently missed questions. And then you will also get a graph for each question of what percentage of your class picked each answer choice. So that's some really good data to look at. The individual tab will show you a screenshot of each student's form. That's kind of tedious to look at when you have a lot of kids. So I prefer the summary, and then I like to go and create a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet's going to have all of your students' quiz results in one place. So each row will be a different student. So you'll have when they took the quiz, how many points they got, and then the answers to each question. If you want to get real fancy, you could add in a column here and put in a formula so that it will calculate, it'll turn this fraction into a percentage. Um, but that'll be for another video at another time. But this view is really helpful. That way you can just see your scores with your students so that you can go put it in your grade book. Okay, so hopefully that helps you figure out how to use this new update for Google Forms. It's definitely faster than having to go through and creating an add-on and taking the form yourself. So this saves you a couple of steps and a little bit of time.